Hi, everybody. And boy, we are back in our saddles, little horseback riders.
Are we, though?
Yes, we are. We are done with you did the grand finale in New York. You finished up the whole tour, and we got to meet a lot of people and have a lot of fun. In fact, Blake from the Chicago show got me these.
Wow.
Hot toss socks.
Tapatio.
Isn't that cool?
I said it like an Italian.
You did.
Tapatio.
Let's go for a little Hispanic, I think, or Spanish.
Tapatio.
So, feel good to be back home?
Haven't really gotten settled. Just got here.
And we're already back in the studio. So let's dig right on in. And next week, I'm going to be wearing socks that I got from, I think, Lizzie.
Wow.
In the Minneapolis show.
Got all sorts of socks rolling.
So we are going to be giving shout outs to different people. I have them on my phone, but my phone is in the car. So we'll do it as we go through and
That's brave to leave that out there. What about a smash and grab?
I guess if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
He did drop his phone on the street in Philly, though. So
that's true.
He's destined to lose it here very shortly.
Short-lived?
Very shortly.
It's going to happen.
Justin, what's our theme today?
It's going to happen. Just going to happen.
What's our theme today?
Graduation.
Graduation.
So I do want to say one thing, that a lot of people were very nice, and I feel bad that I don't remember everybody's name because of my goldfish disease.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of our theme?
I like our theme for graduation. It's that time everyone's graduating.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we missed the curb or not. I want to hear about them. All I know is we're gonna stay on the mark. We're gonna make concise answers, and we're gonna get through it.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
Are we ready, kids?
We are ready.
Aye.
Captain. Okay, this first one. I told my husband I don't want his family at my college graduation. My 22 female husband's 24 male mother, who I'll call Karen, and I have a very complicated relationship. My husband told me when we first got together that his mom was a piece of work, and I thought he was being dramatic. After 3.5 years together, I now know I was wrong. For some backstory, Karen has 2 children. My husband, who I'll call Hunter, and a daughter, 34 female, who I'll call Brooke. Brooke is absolutely the favorite child, even though Karen, quote, doesn't have any favorites. It is a common thing that Brooke and her child get prioritized over any important events that take place in my husband and I's lives, including our wedding. Additionally, Karen says she loves me and she can't ask for a better daughter-in-law, but her other words and actions prove otherwise. 2 days before our wedding, Brooke called to let us know that she and her daughter would need to leave the wedding for about 5 hours after they got ready that morning because the child had a dance rehearsal. Brooke was supposed to be doing my hair and makeup, so this was detrimental. I figured out a solution. 2 weeks later, I find out that the dancers were allowed 3 absences. They used 2 for a week at the beach, and they wanted to keep 1 just for in case. Their vacation plans were more important than the responsibilities that were agreed to a year prior. When my husband said that I was relying on her to uphold an agreement from a year prior, she said that she couldn't believe my husband seriously wanted her to tell her child she couldn't use her God-given talent to dance. There is more to this specific story, but this is also meant to be a backstory to the current situation. Karen has also treated my husband poorly during his life, and she is continuing her poor behavior now. She physically and verbally abused my husband throughout his whole childhood. When we were only dating, she told him she loves me, but he should go be a whore instead. She wanted to know why he wanted to settle down so early, and she even told me when I asked her about it that Hunter could still date me, but he shouldn't only be with one person at a time. Then, before we got married, Karen had the nerve to tell me that she would try to take custody of Hunter and I's children. We don't have any, and we don't plan to have any anytime soon. This is a very small piece of awful things she has said and done since we got together. So here we are now. I'm a current nursing student, and I've been working my ass off in college since 2019, and I'm very excited and proud of myself that I graduate in December of this year. Every couple of months, Karen asks me when I graduate, and I remind her again and again. My graduation date has been spoken about for the last 2.5 years since I was admitted to nursing school, so this is not something they are just finding out. In January, we were discussing graduation, and she said that she couldn't wait to be there. I politely told her that my school has been doing some work on our arena and there may be limitations to guests at graduation. She threw a fit about this. She said, quote, "We are family now," and went as far as to say she deserves to be there. In March, I told her I was notified that guests would not be restricted and I would love to have them there. Karen, Brooke, her daughter, and my husband's father. She said, quote, "This might be an issue." I was confused since she made a big deal about wanting to go. She said that she, Brooke, and Brooke's daughter have planned a secret girls' trip out of the country over the same weekend I am graduating. Karen said this is her Mother's Day, birthday, and Christmas presents. She said they would get me something nice instead. My husband told me he would make it happen, and I told him I don't want them there. I refuse to be a second priority to a vacation that was planned after they knew when this special moment was. They already didn't prioritize our wedding, so I don't want them at my graduation anymore. I'm upset by this because this is a huge moment in my life, and my mom was a single mom my whole life. As dumb as it sounds, I was excited to have a big cheering section instead of just my mom and my sisters. Let me make this extremely clear. I am so thankful that my mom and my sisters are able to support me. I know not everyone has that. I always saw the classmates with a huge family at events like that, and I always wondered what it would feel like. I thought I was going to experience that. There's way more I could add, but this is already way too long. So, what do I do?
Absolutely nothing. Shortest answer possible. You have your sister and you have your mom, your sisters and your mom coming. That's all you need. The fact that this person is making it difficult, no matter what decision it is, she's going to be the reciprocal or the abominably abusive individual, I think is the right word. I would just welcome it and let her go do her thing. Don't pitch a bitch about it one way or the other. I just say, I'm so sorry you're going to miss it, and cheer all the way that she's not going to be there to ruin you, to bring more drama to this thing. Let her go in peace, and don't even think about it. You are free. You are free from this person.
Hallelujah. This is a blessing in disguise.
It really is. This is beautiful.
Ooh.
She did it for you.
What are your thoughts?
I think we're confusing what we really want in terms of we want the people that want to be there, to truly want to be there, and not just for the sake of having the big section. And I always thought about this with, a wedding coming up where you want to have a bunch of people up there. You want to have a cool big bachelor trip. Like, you want to have a certain number of people. I almost started finding myself wanting to either revive old friendships that had died because we had such a history before that, or make new friends that could potentially make my number bigger. And really, it's just about having the right people there at that time. And I think we're just confusing that a little bit with this one, where from the start of your story, I wouldn't say she was the one that is the right person to be there.
Hell no.
It's more of like an add-on. Like, oh, I guess if everyone's coming, kind of got to include her. To now, I get that we don't necessarily want her there, but it's probably the fact that she's taking away these other people with her. So it's
I wouldn't want any of them there.
Yeah, I mean, even the fact that they would agree and go, even if it was the mom who put this all forward, then it's just, they don't want to be there, so you shouldn't want someone there that doesn't want to be. That was a lot of wants. That was crazy. You shouldn't want to want.
No,
I don't know. I'm tired.
I completely agree. I think they've made it abundantly clear now. They don't prioritize you and your husband. Honestly, it sounds like she was trying to get rid of you in any way she could, telling her son to go date other people, to go be a whore elsewhere. I mean, this is a really, really twisted family dynamic. And I think it's honestly probably healthier for the both of you to start distancing yourself and invite some of your friends. Like, you can have your chosen family. They count as a cheering squad too. So, I think sometimes that is more valuable and more important. And like Justin said, quality over quantity. You got your husband there now, adding to your mom and your sisters, and they love and care about you and are happy for you. You don't want people that are there for the wrong reasons and aren't happy or just wanted to see you fail. Like, maybe they kept asking about your graduation because they wanted to know when you were going to quit or when it wasn't going to happen. Like, some people are so twisted. So I would really just enjoy your day. This is a huge accomplishment. And don't get all psyched up about the size of a cheering squad because honestly, sometimes a big one's overrated. You get even more drama. And these guys have already taken themselves out. So there we go. The ideal outcome, though, is to be able to communicate with my husband without making him feel attacked because this is his family and I want to respect that. However, they've been so hateful during the course of our relationship.
I think when it comes to that, you just really have to just have your husband be honest with you what his real preference is going forward and, not bash them because remember it is his family, but, go along and see where he really stands with this whole thing because it's not this. I'm not even considering the event. The event is done. It's a wrap. I'm looking when you have children and really thinking about this woman's a pain in the ass already. She's already shown her colors.
I don't think you want her around your children after she threatened to take them away from you.
This woman is she's just a nutcase.
I have one word for the husband, therapy.
Yeah.
There's something deep down he's trying to gain their respect or their approval or their love. And these people are extremely toxic. So I really think therapy for him would be amazing.
I mean, I was thinking in the very beginning of the story that you guys should really start thinking about where would you like to move and be away from these people.
Literally, go live closer to your family. If my mother-in-law threatened to take custody of my children, that would be a sure way to never meet them.
I don't understand all that ever.
I don't either.
But
she's got no leg to stand on anyways.
No,
but
shut your trap, lady.
I think the last thing is when it comes to the graduation, you're not going to remember the big cheers or the small cheers. You're going to remember it's a reflection of everything you accomplished. And it's a celebration of that. And with this case, I think it's going to be more fun and drama-free. And you won't care if you had the loudest scream or not. It's more about getting that diploma,
and going to the next chapter in your life.
Yeah, I don't know. I blanked. And and what that carries forward with it. So,
yeah.
Let's
Congrats.
go to number 2.
Number 2. Hi, Jerry, Morgan, Justin, and everyone else.
Bow.
I'm looking for advice on my current career. I'm a 23-year-old female who graduated with her bachelor's, but now hates her career. I've worked in 3 different marketing jobs to find my area per se, but after a few months, I ended up hating the role. I think I may have just made the wrong career choice. My family is unsupportive when it comes to switching jobs or going back to school. Growing up, I always wanted to be in the police force or FBI, but was pushed in the direction of corporate because it is safe, reliable, decent money, and I have flexible hours. I work from home 2 days a week. While all that is great, I can't help but think there's another career where I will genuinely enjoy my role. Am I destined to hate my job like everyone else I know? How do I push past my family's preference towards a safe job? Help!
I don't think it's ever too late to restart. And this is your life and not their life. They got to go make their choices. And it's time for you to do the same. Life, everyone says life is short, but life is too long to be stuck in a career that you hate.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you like the FBI and you wanted to go be an investigator, go back and get your degree in police sciences.
Yeah. And honestly, the other thing too is you'd be surprised how far just having a bachelor's degree will take you.
Yeah.
Whether it's in marketing, any aspect of business or whatever it is, you'd be surprised how far that can extend and how people don't necessarily need you to have this specific degree.
Mm-hmm.
But you having that degree opens up so many more doors than you think.
Her business degree might be applicable in the FBI.
Do you want to know what the requirements are for FBI eligibility?
Well, it used to be, not anymore, it's a specialty, but it used to be you have to have a law degree. That changed.
Nope.
Now you have to have a specialty.
No. You are a U.S. citizen. Public record is in good standing with no felonies. Adhere to the drug policy. Pass a urinalysis and background check. Student loan repayments are in good standing. Filed all required annual federal taxes. You are current with any court-ordered child support. No engagement with organizations designed to overthrow the U.S. government. And you are registered with the U.S. Selective Service for male only.
There you go.
Go apply. Follow your dreams. We just met a listener. I just got so excited. I just hit Justin. I'm like, we just met a listener who was at our New York show, and she had dreams of becoming an archaeologist and doing, research and all this stuff. And she ended up not really being able to get a job in her field. And so became a florist. And that's where she met her best friend who came to the show with her. And, long story short, she's not doing what she dreams of. And there's a bunch of different programs out there where she can go and get the experience she needs, but it's, $2,000 or $3,000 or whatever dollars. And so I talked to her and I was like, go look, find the programs. Let's see what it really is. Because why are you delaying your dream?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you delaying your happiness? Life is so short.
But it's
so
also
short.
long.
But at the same time, it's not.
Life is short, but life is very long if you really dread every day that you're working.
Yeah.
And you don't, it's not like life is short. So yeah, the work might suck, but fight through it. No, find what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've always been a proponent of that.
Well, and I feel like anyone that's graduated, don't be scared that you graduated and made a mistake. Like, you can always pivot. You can always go back to a vocational program or, a trade school. And the trades are some of the best paying positions because there's such a shortage. So don't delay.
Yeah, your education is not a waste at all, but I would certainly go follow your heart and do what you want to do. Do not go down a path that's not something that you really are into.
Mm-mm.
It will be torturous.
Absolutely. Okay, moving along.
Number 3.
One of this week's partners is Greenlight. As your kids get older, some things about parenting probably get easier, right? You don't have to change diapers. Others don't, like talking about money. Kids don't really know how to manage their money until they're actually in charge of it, which is where Greenlight can come in. Greenlight is a debit card and money app made for families. Parents can send money to their kids and keep an eye on kids' spending and savings, while kids and teens actually build that money confidence, that financial literacy, and those skills they're going to need going forward to be able to save money or budget or live as an adult. You can actually set up a chores feature for your kids, rewarding them for a job well done. I know for me, I didn't get a money talk growing up, and so as an adult, it's been that much more difficult to know what the heck to do with it. Do you save? Do you budget? Where do you put it? Spending. It's scary, so set your kids up now. If you're ready to try it for yourself, sign up for Greenlight today and get your first month free when you go to greenlight.com/FKS. That's greenlight.com/FKS to try Greenlight for free. Greenlight.com/FKS. What number?
3.
Oh, okay. I think Justin's going to read this one. Oh my God. I just realized, you guys, I'm going to blend in this with this couch.
Mm-hmm.
No one's going to be able to see me.
Yeah, we're just going to have
Maybe
a head.
floating head.
It's literally like camouflage, but for boucle cream colored fabric. Okay, sorry, Justin. Number 2.
3.
Number 3.
Hey, squad.
Hey.
Hi.
I've considered writing in about this issue before, but I haven't until now because it's hard for me to ask for help. However, I'm having a hard time thinking rationally about this anymore and could use some unbiased opinion. Me, 20 female, and my boyfriend, 21 male, have been together for just over a year now. We had a slightly rocky beginning. I broke up with my previous boyfriend just a week before we got together.
Ooh, not a lot of time between that one.
There was no overlap, and I waited a month and a half to make it official. I was very uncertain about the relationship at first, and we agreed at my insistence that we weren't going to stake our hopes on the relationship long term because we had different post-grad plans. Unfortunately, time has passed, and I am more fond of him than I ever intended on being. He is incredible, so smart, so compassionate, so loving, and so himself in a way I really admire. I realized about 9 months into our relationship that I'm willing to compromise on my post-grad plans if it means we can keep our relationship. I told him in February that he should consider if he wanted to pursue a life together after college and what that would look like if we did decide to stay together. I want to move to a city far away after I graduate. He wants to go back to his hometown for a while. He got very emotional during that conversation, but it had been a late night, so I dropped the subject. When I brought it up again a few weeks later, the same thing happened. I told him to think about it, but that I wouldn't bring it up to him again. He had to come to me when he was ready to have that conversation. No signs of strain in the relationship since, but recently when there's discussions of the future, he speaks in very definitive terms about our separate lifestyles. For example, if I say, I'm really excited to adopt a cat when I graduate, he will say something like, you and your kitty will be so happy together. When I express to him how I hope to have the opportunity to stay home with my future children, he will say, you'll find someone who will provide that for you. Nothing is ever very specific. He just words it in a way that gives me pause.
No, that's pretty clear.
We have roughly a year left together if we go our separate ways after graduation. We are spending nearly a third of that apart due to our overlapping abroad programs. I don't know how to broach this subject again with him given how sad he seemed last time. I agreed I would let him control where the conversation goes from here. At the same time, it's breaking my heart that he does not love me enough to give us a real chance. I love him like crazy, and I'm willing to compromise on our differences because I think we would make a good team. His behavior is triggering the craziest insecurity in me about my relationship style, my family, my body, everything. It's also triggering feelings of abandonment and panic. I don't know whether to stay and love him unconditionally for as long as he'll allow me to, or demand closure and clarity from him about his post-grad plans and let go of my hope that we'll get a fair shot together. I'm having a hard time being mature about this. My instinct is to pull away and give him the cold shoulder and demand to know what it is about me he's so excited to be rid of. In my head, I know that whatever happens will be for the best, but in my weaker moments, I want to call him and beg him to keep me forever. I need help to be an adult about this. I hate to be alone. I hate my own company, and I don't think I can do it all alone. All I can think about is 10 years down the line, seeing him on Instagram with a different woman, with a great career, and I'm still the person I was when I graduated college. I'm scared this is the happiest I will ever be. I'm worried that the best thing I will ever be capable of is to be a good wife and mother, and I messed up my chances by being so guarded. Part of my anxiety is this anticipatory grief. Part of it is fear of the future. I have no peace right now, and every day I feel more alone. Any insight or wisdom you can provide about this is so appreciated. I'm normally very well adjusted, but this has thrown me off completely.
You certainly don't have enough self-respect for yourself to go buy a box of, you can buy a 1 or 2 pound box of See's candy, hand it to him and say, happy trails and sweet trails to you, but we're moving on. Bye. Because he is not giving you any reason at all to stay in this relationship. And he is certainly not committed to it. And so why do you want to give him one more second, let alone another year of your life? You're better off enjoying your life by yourself than to live in this negativity, hoping that something's going to change. You dump him. You put him on the other side of the fence, and either one or two things are going to happen. One, he is going to he's going to wake up and realize what's going on, and he's going to be knocking on your door with a 4 pound box or a 5 pound box of See's candy and saying, I want to be back. I'm done with my trails. Or it's not going to matter. He's on his own world. He's on his own path, and you don't need to be there with him. So either way you win. But the only direction that you really is to tell him happy trails.
Yeah.
And not to be mean about it, just say we are on just simply two different wavelengths. And I just can't invest any more of my time into this. If you're living together, get your own place. If you are not living together, it's simple. Just change the locks on the door. Take back your key.
Yeah,
It's time to move on.
I think it's pretty clear when someone says you'll find someone who will provide that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty indicative of where we're at.
Yeah.
And that's not a situation. You can't control someone to want you and to want to be with you forever. If this is where it's already set, it's not always like the movies where you can win them back and you're happily ever after. I mean, yeah, it happens. But in all reality, that's not what I feel here.
No, you don't want to beg someone to be with you.
You want a balanced love. And if it's out of balance, it's not there. Simple.
Well, and you say something here, writer, where you say, I'm scared this is the happiest I will ever be. But in the same breath, you're saying, I have no peace right now. Every day I feel more alone. It's triggering feelings of abandonment and panic. And should I demand to know what it is about me he's so excited to be rid of?
Doesn't matter.
So if this person that you're pulling teeth to make him be with you, that you're unable to have adult conversations about, I mean, this is not happiness.
Mm-mm.
Like there is so much happier. There is so much more. And this reminds me of my relationship that I had my senior year of college. And it was, what are we going to do? I graduate soon. And we kept getting closer and closer and closer. And are you going to move to Minnesota or am I going to go to Canada? Guess what? We broke up. I mean, I should have taken the signs like you have, that this isn't my person. Start practicing some self-love. You're going to be going abroad. Enjoy it. Travel, eat food, make friends, find yourself. Get comfortable being yourself.
It's the perfect opportunity for it.
Being alone, having your thoughts, having that self-respect, that self-love. You are enough. Someone is going to come along that's great and is excited about the future and wants to talk about it and is willing to compromise with you to move maybe in between, or let's move to a big city for a year and then move somewhere. This isn't your person.
Here's an interesting thought for you.
At least not right now. I will say not right now.
Here's an interesting thought. Let's imagine that you would have taken that same path that she is contemplating taking.
I did.
Wait a minute.
I wasted another year of my life begging someone to love me.
Hold on a second. And if you still stayed there, you wouldn't have opened the door and met Justin to let that come in.
No,
because you would have been still tied in with this other idiot.
No, but I mean,
you have to let it. Wait, I'm not done.
But I feel like for me, that's not my truth. I was single for 4 years before meeting Justin.
It's okay to be that single and find yourself in love.
Yeah,
but
I needed that.
The bottom line is that you have to shed yourself of this person that's not your man.
Yeah.
Shut it.
Yeah,
have it go
absolutely.
away and develop exactly what you were saying, yourself.
Yeah.
And then the right person will come along and you will be healthy for it and healthier for that relationship that's coming.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, moving along. Another one of this week's partners is MeUndies. Guys don't get as much fun stuff as us gals. Male makeup isn't as popular, and leggings that accentuate the caboose. There are kids out there, but MeUndies does have something to help guys feel big, powerful, and confident with their bodies. The contoured pouch and ball caddy. This micro-modal sling keeps things separated and lifted. Justin, my dad, and I all got matching underwear. That's kind of weird, right? I don't know. They're so comfortable, so soft, and they don't ride up. They're honestly some of the best fitting underwear I've had. And something I think that's really fun about MeUndies is that you can actually match your partner or your friends. You got a bachelorette trip and you want matching sports bras, MeUndies has you covered. And they've got sizes covered too. Extra small to 4XL, guaranteeing a flattering cut for everybody. So if you're ready to try it for yourself, good things come in big packages at MeUndies. Get 20% off your first order plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/father. That's MeUndies.com/father for 20% off plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in.
We're going on number 4.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Number 4. Hi, Papa Jerry.
Hello.
My partner and I love your podcast and THT, and we even attended a live show.
Which one?
Where we took an Ussie with you and got a big hug.
I love that.
A core memory I will cherish forever.
That's right. We do Ussies.
Now, on to what we need advice on.
Yeah.
My partner, male 29, and I, female 24, have been together for over a year and a half. When you know, you know. We talked about marriage within the first couple months of us dating and are planning on getting engaged soon. We want to get married, but our roadblock is long distance. We met at uni, but I was a year ahead of him. I graduated and left our college town to take a gap year to work before starting my master's program. He stayed to finish his degree. He just graduated, and I'm starting my program in the fall in another small college town. The small town I will be living in has absolutely no job opportunities for him as he has a very niche profession and has to live in a bigger city. I also am not able to live by myself because my master's program is very expensive and I'm not able to work throughout such an intensive program, so I will be living with roommates. Is it odd that we want to get married, but we won't be living in the same city anytime soon, and I'll be living with roommates? Any advice on how to navigate it?
You can be married and not living in the same town for right now. Why not? People are married there are people in this world that are married and live in different and travel and have to be out of town for 6 months at a time where they take a year assignments. It happens. You guys have to figure a way that it's going to work where you guys can still communicate. It makes it harder. Long-term relationships are difficult at best. They are hard. I've done them. But you can manage them. You can navigate. I'm not going to say it's impossible. Look, if you guys have that love, you work it out. You're going to be studying. You're not really interested in seeing anybody else. You're not opening that door. You're in love. You're married. That's part of a commitment. So
I would just say, like, what's the hurry though? Why not see how you guys handle long distance? Because what if you get married and then you're long distance and you guys fall apart and now you're going through a divorce rather than just a breakup?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, why are you so aggressively, pressing the gas pedal on this versus take it slow, make sure your relationship can stand a little distance.
Not bad at all.
Check all of that out.
Yeah. Either way, if it's what works for you, there is nothing wrong with waiting. As long as you're together, you're committed. As far as you having a marriage license doesn't make a difference. I mean, that's up to you guys, but it's certainly a great conversation.
Well, let's add the additional info because I think it helps here.
Okay.
Number 1, we want to elope. Our families won't be happy with it, but we don't have the means to have the wedding we both want right now. We want to get married and celebrate later, especially after I'm done with my program. Number 2, you're probably thinking, why get married when you're long distance? It will help me greatly financially. We do love each other and want to marry each other, but will also help me out so much to be on his health insurance, tax breaks, and a greater chance at getting more financial aid. We have the ability to travel to each other easily, about 2 to 3 times a month. It's not like we will be apart for several months at a time.
Like I said, you've already figured out the reason. And you want to be together. You give it a shot. You see where you're at.
mean, people do it. People get married and they do it. So if it's what's going to make the most sense for you, sure, do it. But, just evaluate, make sure that your tax breaks are actually going to come in and you're going to get the health insurance. I mean, that might be reason enough sometimes.
My biggest thing is make sure that you really feel that you love one another.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing. If you love each other and you really know that this is it, take your plunge and go deal with what life is going to bring you and start building your life. And even if you're single, life is hard. I mean, far as the financial side. So if you're doing it together as a team, I don't see an issue with it. I really don't.
No, and the reality is, Nobody gets married with the intention of getting divorced, at least not sane people. So you can get divorced. Your life doesn't end at that moment. So if this is the best decision for you at this time and for your foreseeable future, then you're not chained to the wall forever. You know, it is possible to divorce and move on and be happy and move forward. So if it works, then, and you guys are both on the same page, then let's go do it.
Yeah. I say, as long as you have a partner in crime that you want to do it together, go for it. Do it. Enjoy. And in fact, I'm really surprised you didn't step on stage, because Morgan was really trying to get someone that she can marry right on stage. She goes, I have my justice of the peace.
I'm ordained, y'all.
You know, I'm ordained. I could have
done it.
I'm ordained too. You know,
I could have done it.
You guys could have jointly done it.
That's really nice.
You do know that, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So let's roll on. So good luck. Let us know how you're doing. And thanks for mentioning the Ussie for those out there who don't know what an Ussie is. Selfies are very lonely ways of taking a picture. An Ussie is a picture of you and me. So, or two people. It's an Ussie. US''SY.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to number 5.
Another one of this week's partners is PXG. Golfers, you know PXG is on a mission to create the most high-quality, high-performance golf clubs in the game. Well, they're bringing that same passion to apparel. And based on the shirt that Dad's been wearing around nonstop, safe to say they nailed it. It actually looks like Dad's got some good style when he puts this shirt on. And it allows him to wear it to go to work, at his plane, or dinner with friends. Fits all situations because it looks that good. And it's breathable too. I mean, you think about golf, it's hot out there, you're sweating on the course all day. You want something lightweight, breathable, and that is what a lot of this apparel is. And don't forget the gals or people that want a matching skirt set. PXG has that too, and blow a lot of the workout wear I usually go for out of the water. Elevate your style game on and off the course with PXG Spring Summer 2024 collection. Head over to pxg.com/FKS and use code FKS at checkout to save 10% on all apparel. That's pxg.com/FKS. Code FKS to save 10% on apparel. pxg.com/FKS. Code FKS. Okay, last but not least, this one does require a trigger warning, everyone. It does contain talks of abuse and a really traumatic situation. So if you cannot handle that, please, please, please end the episode here. And we love you and see you next time. Hi, FKS and the whole entire team. I've been a long-time listener and tried to write to you guys, but I was too scared. I have a family issue that's been going on for years. I posted it on Reddit, but had to delete because some family recognized me. I grew up with a cousin my same age, even my same birth month. She's my cousin from my dad's side, and she did not have a stable house, so she lived with us 90% of the time. To many people, we were like twins. Same height, facial structure, hair, voice, mannerisms, body shape, etc. We used to do everything together until grade 11. By that time, her parents were going through a pretty nasty divorce, and she changed everything about herself. I don't blame her. We grew apart, and I rarely saw her at school or in our town. Fast forward to senior graduation. I had a dress ready and my hair ready. I was so excited. The day of graduation, I was eating cereal and scrolling on my phone. My dad marched into the kitchen fuming and screaming and slammed my face into the cereal bowl. The ceramic bowl crashed into pieces in my face, and the spoon left a gigantic bruise across my face. My nose was bleeding, I had a red eye, tiny pieces of ceramic in my skin, milk, cereal all over me. It was the first time my dad had even hit me or been physical. From the shock of it all, I cried until I fainted. My mom rushed in and argued with my dad. I can't remember what they said, but my face was throbbing in pain. I woke up the second day in my bed. My face was all scars, blinking hurt, and I could not understand anything. I had so many missed calls. I ended up missing my graduation. My mom kicked my dad out of the house and sat me down. Someone had sent a very sexual video of my cousin having sex with a group of men to my dad. My dad thought it was me and just did what he did. I felt numb and broken. I couldn't believe he just didn't ask me. Instead, he damaged my face. My mom asked me if I felt comfortable talking to my dad, that he was sorry and he wasn't thinking straight. I didn't respond. I cried myself to sleep. My life felt like it was over. I don't think I can forgive him. After a week, my dad came back home. He tried to talk to me, and I told him, quote, "When my face is normal, then you can talk to me." We've been avoiding each other ever since. It's been months, and I haven't left my house. I can't talk to my friends. I can't let them see my face. I feel so alone, depressed, and just sick of life. I can't bring myself to sign up for university. I can't leave the house with my damaged face. I've been to 3 therapists, and it's just not working. As of my face, I've been to a skin doctor. Morgan helped me out with the name. It's a dermatologist or a plastic surgeon, depending on what you went to. And they said my face needed 9 to 12 months to heal. The bruise might last longer than that, and the cuts need time. I just wish this never happened. I've completely lost who I was over the months. I just sleep all day. Everything feels empty. I don't have anyone to talk to. The world is gray and sad. I don't think I can forgive my dad. I don't know how much longer I can live with him. I work an online job, but everything is so expensive. I can't move out. What do I do? What can I do?
You first start by suing your father, filing charges against him for abuse. You certainly go against if you live in your parents' home, they're going to have an insurance policy, and you get a lawyer to go after that policy, because you need to pay for these things that are going to heal you cosmetically, and you're going to continue to need to get healed for what's going on emotionally. And what pays for that is that insurance. So even though your mom and dad may think that you're being mean to sue them and to file these charges, you need to do it, because that's just the way that's the way it plays out. And you need to make sure you get a lawyer who is really, really talented for this, has expertise in it.
I'm sure you could, potentially find someone to take it pro bono. There is a little bit of additional info.
Well, they don't take a pro bono money.
They would take a cut of,
right,
but they take it on for free if you don't win.
It's called a contingency.
Yes, if you don't win, you don't owe them anything.
That's right.
But if you do win, they take a percentage, whether that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 40%, it depends on the person. But something I thought in the additional info that's important, my dad has not even tried to reach out to me, and my mom has given up on helping me. I don't blame her. No. Both of your parents seriously let you down.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. And you are still beautiful. You should not, and I know it's so much easier said than done. And I'm proud of you for even writing in, but don't let this fucker shape the rest of your life.
Correct.
You are going to go on and have a big, beautiful life. If you want to go to school, start applying for school. He took away your graduation day, and what fucking idiot just doesn't ask, what the fuck is this? Is this you? I'm mind blown, but you are beautiful. I have my friend, Sarah, and Sarah was prom queen in high school. Literally one of the most beautiful, beautiful girls, like inside and out. And we were in college, and Sarah got in a really, really, really bad car accident. Windshield went up into her orbital socket. I mean, it was a mess. It was really, really bad. And she went through surgery after surgery after surgery, grafting fat into the back of her eyes. I mean, just the craziest ordeal. And you look at her today, and if you didn't know that story, you would barely, a stranger, honestly, probably wouldn't be able to tell.
Correct.
So does it seem terrible? Is it terrible? Yes. But does it seem like your face will never recover right now? yes, like this is a traumatic fucking event. And you're reminded when you look in the mirror, but it is going to get better. And you deserve to move on with your life and live a big, full, happy, beautiful life.
Don't let it define you. Those were the words I was going to use. Go ahead, Justin. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And it's not, there's maybe some pieces of this are permanent, but I'm hoping that this tight hold it has of you is not. And I think the more you can keep telling yourself that these things will heal, there will be a time at which you can get out of this environment. There will be a time where things start to change. And I think that's what you're so hoping for, is a life of your own, with starting with going to school and then going into something you love and then everything else that brings. So I just think as much as you can, keep looking for that light. And also something that helps me, from big things to small things, whether it's like big dramatic things that make me very anxious to very small things that can just make you, crabby or just not have a great outlook on the day. I just try to find the beauty in the small things. And that's always been, I think that's always been something that affects me the most is, you could be having a bad day and you just think it's the worst day. And then you just see something like an animal do something outside, or you see a motorcyclist pull over to the crosswalk and help an elderly person across, even though the light's green. And they're doing it and holding back all the cars to make sure that person's safe. And then instantly when you see something like that, it's just like...
It's a paradigm shift.
It just instantly a mind shift.
Yeah. And I just want to say, I don't know if we said it at the beginning, I'm so sorry for what you went through. To have your dad, it's terrible. It's tragic. But...
It's unconscionable.
That's a big word for Elmo. But...
Unconscionable.
And I know it might not seem attainable. And if it doesn't work out and it's not something you can pursue, just move on. Move past it. Start looking into schools, or even a first step. Meet up with one of your old friends. They are going to be there for you. That's what friends are for. They are okay seeing you at your worst, or what you think is your worst. But please, please, please keep us posted. We want the absolute best for you, and it is going to get better.
Absolutely. But I'm going to reiterate, you have to find counsel and have them give you your options on a legal side, and they will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That's it for the show for this week.
That is it.
And we invite you to pop on over to our backyard where we do our Patreon barbecue.
Patreon.
And everyone that came to our shows, I want to take an extra second here and thank you all, because we got to really meet you. It binds us.
You really got to meet everyone.
I did. I went to every single chair at a table and said hello and welcomed them and let them know how much we appreciate them being a part of our life, and we like being a part of theirs.
Truly. And the live show was like brain chemistry altering, like having so many of you guys in a room, enjoying the stories live with us, giving your takes. I mean, it was really an incredible tour we had.
And everyone who said, and I love Father Knows too.
And I did learn one thing on the show, or on the tour. We always knew that there were a lot of people that don't watch the YouTube version of it. So many people didn't know what I looked like, but they all knew my voice.
That's funny.
And I really realized there are so many people that listen to us on Apple or on Spotify that I really didn't recognize because I never see the numbers on that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a decent sized family here.
It is amazing where they are, where they're located, and what bedroom they hide out at, either in the Apple bedroom, Spotify, or the YouTube.
The bedroom. You heard that? The bedroom.
Living room, den, call it what you want.
Anyways, come join us on Patreon, and thank you so much for listening and supporting this show. We wouldn't be able to do it without you guys.
And don't forget, we have Group T once a month. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like button.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye, everybody.